75. Dear Kiddo, take my hand into darkness. The Shining, Synchronicities, and sleep schedule psychosis. Some people say the universe has a sense of humor. If that's true, the cosmos must have been howling with laughter when Mom bought the house on Ninita Street. Of all the places she could have chosen, she picked the exact same house my great-grandmother used to live in. What are the odds? I don't know, but if you ask me, it was a cruel cosmic joke. Like the universe saying, let's see how much madness this guy can take. And, like a fool, I walked right into the trap. Moving in with Mom seemed like a logical choice at the time. I was still getting my financial feet under me, and she'd just cashed out her $401k to buy the place. I figured we could help each other out. How bad could it be? I mean, besides the fact that we fought like cats in a sack and had a communication style that could best be described as war crimes, the answer, it was worse than I could have imagined. Things started off shaky and quickly spiraled into a full-blown psychological thriller, with me as the hapless protagonist and Mom as the unpredictable villain. The first major blowout happened because of The Shining. No, not the creepy twins or the haunted hotel, but Stephen King's book itself. I was just getting into the groove, reading on the couch while Mom put you to bed. It was 8 o'clock. The sun was still out. In most places, this is called daytime. Mom was heading to bed early and expected me to follow. I told her I'd be there soon, but wanted to read for a bit. You would have thought I'd declared war on her family. She went off about how couples have to go to bed at the same time. Apparently, this was a rule she read somewhere on one of those blogs she worshipped. Those ridiculous psychology think pieces written by college sophomores who probably didn't even know how to cook pasta yet. She sent me these blogs all the time. Usually from Elephant Journal, which should have been called things I made up to justify my insecurities. I swear, she thought these bloggers were gurus. Never mind that they were barely old enough to rent a car. They were wise beyond their years, according to her. I wasn't buying it. Not for a second. I told her it was nonsense, and that adults should be able to decide when they want to sleep. I mean, I'm not a toddler. I don't need a bedtime story and a tucking in, but that just made her angrier. According to Mom, me wanting to read was some sort of declaration of independence that threatened her sense of control. She was convinced that if I didn't come to bed at the exact same time, our relationship would implode. Spoiler, it was already imploding, and not because of bedtime schedules. Then there were the bike rides. If I wasn't going to bed at the right time, then surely riding my bike was another unforgivable sin. I've always been active, mountain biking, skiing, hiking. I need that time to decompress, but every time I took a couple hours on the weekend to ride, she'd flip out. How dare I do something for myself? The audacity. The funny thing is, I knew she did this to her third husband, Craig. He was also active, into skiing and biking, and she resented him for it too. I used to believe her when she said he was a selfish jerk, but now that I was on the receiving end of her guilt trips, I started seeing things differently. She didn't want me to go biking because she didn't want me to have any life outside of her. The control factor was bizarre. It was like she thought any time I spent away from her was a betrayal. I tried to explain it to her rationally, like adults do, but every time, it turned into an argument about how I was withdrawing affection or acting distant. Apparently, not being physically glued to her side 24/7 was the ultimate crime. This was about more than just bedtimes and bike rides. This was about control, plain and simple. And no matter how much I tried to explain it, she couldn't or wouldn't understand. I was starting to realize that living in the house of synchronicity wasn't just a cosmic joke. It was a cosmic test, and I was failing miserably.